Young, and the Restless fans. Okay, things in Genoa City are about to go completely off the rails, and I need you to understand the full scope of what just happened because the fallout from this is going to be massive. We're talking about Lily Winters walking away with Chancellor Industries, actually having it in her hands, papers signed, deal done, and then turning right around and handing the keys to Chance Abbott to run it. And the people who are about to find out about this are not just upset people. These are powerful, connected, ruthless people who do not take losses quietly and do not forgive easily. Victor Newman set this whole thing in motion without telling a single soul in his family what he was doing, and now the volcano is erupting and everyone is standing right underneath it. I am your host, and today we are getting into every single layer of this Chancellor situation. Who is furious, why they are furious, what they are going to do about it, and whether any of them actually have a leg to stand on given what they all did to get here. But before we go any further, if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that button right now because you really do not want to miss any of this. Okay, let's get into it. So first things first, I have to be honest with you, I was genuinely stunned when this actually happened. Because we have been down this road before with Victor and promises and deals and handshakes that somehow never quite materialized the way they were supposed to. So when Lily actually wound up with Chancellor, when Victor actually followed through and put those documents in front of her and signed it over, I had to take a second. Because remember what the deal was. Lily and her twins faked a kidnapping. They staged the whole thing to put pressure on Chance and back him down. That was the arrangement. Lily delivers that, and Victor delivers Chancellor. That was the trade. And yes, I know that sounds absolutely wild when you say it out loud, but this is Genoa City and this is Victor Newman we are talking about, so wild is just Tuesday around here. But here is the thing that makes this even messier than it already is. Victor had been making this deal with Lily even before all of the most recent chaos. Before he threw Nikki out of the house, before all of the Newman family drama that came after, Victor had already quietly committed Chancellor to Lily. And he was lying to Nikki about it. He was lying to the entire family about it. Every single Newman, Victoria, Nick, Nikki, all of them, was operating under the assumption that once they got Newman Enterprises back from Phyllis Summers, Chancellor was coming home too. It was all supposed to come back under the Newman umbrella. That was the understanding. That was what they believed. And Victor let them believe it. He never corrected it. He never pulled anyone aside and said, actually, there is a complication. Actually, I made a promise to someone else. He just let his family operate on completely false information for months, while he was already locked into a deal that guaranteed the opposite outcome. That is a very Victor move, and I say that with full acknowledgement that it is also deeply messed up. Now, after the split between Victor and Nikki told Claire that she did not think she would ever be running Chancellor again, even once the family got it back. But notice what she said. Even in that moment, Nikki assumed Chancellor was still coming back to the Newmans. She just thought that because of her personal situation with Victor, she would not be the one in the chair. The idea that Chancellor would go somewhere completely outside the family? That was not even a thought anyone was entertaining. So what Victor did by signing it over to Lily was not just a business decision. It was a detonation. He blew up every assumption his family had been holding on to, and he did it without warning a single one of them. Let's talk about how Victoria found out, because honestly the way this went down was something else entirely. Victor did not call a family meeting. He did not sit down with his daughter, who has been running Chancellor, and have a conversation with her. He did not even send a text. Victoria found out from Lily. At the Shadow Room launch of all places, Lily told her. And from what we saw, there was some gloating energy in that delivery, which, honestly, I cannot entirely blame Lily for given everything that has happened. But Lily looked at Victoria and basically said, I guess your father did not tell you. And you could see the ground shift under Victoria's feet in real time. And Victoria's reaction was fascinating because she went through this whole sequence of denial first. She told Lily not to get comfortable. She said Chancellor belongs to her mother. She insisted Victor would never have done this without telling her because she has been the one running it. She was genuinely convinced this had to be some kind of misunderstanding. And then when Lily made it clear this was absolutely not a misunderstanding, that the papers were signed and the deal was done, Victoria had the audacity to look Lily in the eye and say, "You would do that to my mother?" And I need to pause on that for a second because the nerve of that question is breathtaking. Victoria Newman, whose family promised Lily she would be running Chancellor, whose family then ripped that away from her, whose mother Nikki looked Lily in the face and lied to her repeatedly over months. That Victoria Newman is asking Lily if she would do something like this to Nikki? Lily laughed. And she was right to laugh. Because what Lily said back was exactly correct. Do you have any idea what your mother did to me? Let's recap that history because I think it is really important context for everything that is happening right now and why Lily is not losing 1 second of sleep over Victoria's outrage. Lily was there from the beginning with Chancellor. She helped make that deal happen. She was promised she would be running it. And then Nikki and Victor both looked her directly in the face and lied to her, repeatedly, over an extended period of time, and she got cut out. After everything she had invested and everything she had been promised, they just moved her aside. So Lily is not the villain in this story, no matter how hard the Newmans try to frame it that way. She is someone who finally collected on a debt that was long overdue. And when Victoria tried to pivot and offer her something else, some other position or some consolation prize in place of Chancellor, Lily shut that down completely. She has big plans. She told Victoria that Nikki can find something else to do, and pointed out that Nikki has a health situation coming anyway and does not have time for this. And then Lily gave her the brush off and walked away like the whole conversation was already boring her. Which, honestly, was kind of iconic. Now let's get into the Chance piece of this because that is where things are going to really detonate. Lily still owns Chancellor. She is the owner. She holds the position at the top, but she has brought Chance in to run it day to day. And that information has not fully circulated around Genoa City yet, but it is going to. It is going to get out very soon, and when it does, the reaction from certain corners is going to be seismic. Starting with Victor himself. Victor made the deal to give Chancellor to Lily. He did not make the deal to put Chance Abbott, a man he has been actively targeting and trying to destroy, in any kind of position of power at that company. So when Victor finds out that not only did Lily get Chancellor, but she immediately installed Chance as the man running it, he is going to lose it. But here is the beautiful and deeply satisfying part of all of this. The papers are signed. The deal is legally done. Victor can rage and threaten and call in favors all he wants, but if those documents are airtight, he is going to have to sit with this. And the image of Victor Newman being forced to kick rocks over something he himself set in motion by making shady backroom deals without telling anyone? That is genuinely funny to me, and I am not ashamed to admit it. Adam is going to fall in line with whatever Victor says, because that is what Adam does when it comes to his father, and also because Adam genuinely does not have personal skin in this game the way the others do. Nikki is not his mother. Chancellor was never something Adam was emotionally attached to in the same way. So he will take Victor's side as a default, but his outrage is going to be secondhand at best. Nick is a different story. Nick was actually in the room when Victor signed Chancellor over to Lily.
He was present for the whole thing.
And his reaction was not mild concern. He was genuinely upset, telling Victor this was going to devastate Nikki. So Nick knows, and Nick is unhappy, but he also cannot exactly undo what he witnessed. He is going to be in this uncomfortable position of knowing the full truth, while everyone else is still processing the shock of it. As for Nikki herself, here is the thing. Her reaction might actually be less explosive than everyone else's, and for two specific reasons. First, she had already mentally let go of the idea of running Chancellor because of where things stand with Victor and their separation. She had told herself that ship had sailed, at least for her personally. Second, and more urgently, she has this serious health situation coming, and that is going to consume a significant amount of her energy and attention. So while Nikki will have feelings about this, I do not think she is going to be the most vocal or aggressive person in the room. That crown is going to Victoria, who has not let go of anything, and who is going to fight this with everything she has. Now, let's talk about the reaction I am actually most interested in watching, and that is Billy Abbott. Because nobody in Genoa City has more complicated feelings about Chancellor Industries than Billy. This company has been in his blood his entire life. His mother Jill Abbott built her connection to that company into something deeply personal, and when she sold it and Victor snatched it up, something in Billy broke a little. He has wanted it back, or wanted it out of Newman hands, for a long time. And we know that Lauren Fenmore is coming in as a recast Jill for a run of episodes right as July sweeps kicks off. So the timing of all of this Chancellor movement landing right when Jill is returning to Genoa City is not a coincidence. The show is setting up something with these pieces all coming together at once. So, how does Billy feel about this development? It is layered. On one hand, Chancellor is out of Newman hands. Victor no longer owns it. For Billy, that alone is a form of justice. He can appreciate that part of it. But then there is the other side. Lily owns it. And Billy and Lily have history, complicated and not always friendly history, particularly around the circumstances of Jill's original sale. So Billy being genuinely happy for Lily is probably not in the cards. And then there's Chance running it day to day. And Chance is, in a sense, family to Billy. They have that complicated, almost brother dynamic. So Billy watching Chance get handed the keys to a company that Billy has coveted? That is a specific kind of sting that is going to get under his skin. I also fully expect that Holden ends up working at Chancellor under Lily and Chance. And when that happens, Devin and Nate are going to have something to say about it. Those two are going to come out swinging with accusations about Holden capitalizing on being Lily's brother, about it being nepotism, about whatever angle they can find to make noise. But I think Lily is going to shut that down fast and hard. She wants Chance and Holden both in her corner, and she is not going to let Devin and Nate lecture her about how she runs her own company. She has earned this. She is not asking for their approval. But the really interesting scenario is if Billy tries to get himself a seat at the Chancellor table by asking Chance to bring him in. Because that is where Lily is going to draw a very firm line. Billy has been a consistent source of chaos and conflict in Lily's life, and she is not about to let him plant himself inside the company she just fought this hard to get. If Chance is running it and Billy cannot get in, we are going to hear about it. Billy is going to vent to Sally Spectra about being locked out and feeling like Lily is using her ownership to punish him personally. And Sally is going to have to listen to all of it and try to talk him down from whatever ledge he inevitably climbs up on. But here is the spoiler thread that I think connects all of this together, and it is a big one. There is intel out there for June that says Billy discovers a powerful piece of information, something significant, and that discovery sends him after something he really wants, and Lily and Chance are going to be working together specifically to stop him. So, what is that information? My guess is that Billy finds out the real story behind Victor's deal with Lily. He finds out that Lily faked the kidnapping of her own children, staged the whole terrifying ordeal, as part of a bargain with Victor to get Chancellor. And if Billy gets hold of that truth, he potentially has ammunition that could blow this whole arrangement apart. Think about it. That is not just corporate drama, that is potentially criminal. You could make arguments about fraud, about deception, about what legal and regulatory bodies might have to say about a company changing hands as the result of a deal built on manufactured criminal activity. Billy might try to take this to the FTC or find some legal angle to challenge the legitimacy of the transfer entirely. And then there's Jill. Because when Jill gets back to Genoa City and learns the full story, not the sanitized version, the real version, with all of the manipulation and fake kidnapping and backroom dealing that Victor pulled, she is going to be furious. Jill adores Chance. The idea of Victor using a fake kidnapping scenario specifically to manipulate and torment Chance is going to light Jill up in a way that very few things can. And if Jill decides that she was grossly misled during her original deal with Victor, that she was fed lies about Billy specifically designed to make her willing to sell and cut Billy out, she might have grounds to go back and challenge the original transaction on the basis of fraud. That would pull the whole foundation out from under everything and reset the Chancellor question entirely. Jill deciding the original deal was fraudulent, Billy pushing from one direction, Victor threatening from another, and Lily and Chance trying to hold it all together in the middle. That is an extraordinary amount of pressure converging on one storyline, and I am completely invested. And while all of this is playing out in the boardrooms and living rooms of Genoa City, do not forget that Victor has his own agenda running parallel to all of this. He has been weaponizing Matt Clark to go after Chance specifically. And if Victor finds out that not only did the Chancellor deal go through, but Lily has handed Chance operational control of the company, he may redirect Matt Clark toward Lily as well. Because daring to get close to Chance again, and then daring to put him in charge of a major corporation, is exactly the kind of move that Victor Newman takes personally. And Victor Newman taking something personally is never a small thing. The only thing softening any of this for Lily emotionally is the fact that Chance just saved her biological father Malcolm's life. That kind of moment changes things. It deepens a bond in ways that boardroom politics and family loyalty cannot compete with. So Lily's renewed closeness with Chance is not just strategic, it is personal and it is real, and that is going to make her fight for him even harder when the wolves start closing in. Bottom line, Chancellor changing hands is the match that just got dropped into a room full of gasoline. The explosion is coming, and it is going to reach every corner of Genoa City. Victor is going to rage. Victoria is going to scheme. Billy is going to dig. Jill is going to come in hot. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, Lily Winters is going to be standing on top of everything she worked for and fought for and was promised and then had stolen from her, and this time she is not letting go without a war. This story has so many moving pieces, and we are going to be covering every single development right here, so make sure you are with us for all of it. Hit subscribe if you have not already, and follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and